Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So welcome everyone, and wishing everyone once again a very happy Janmashtami. I'm going to record today's class because Komal said she can't join in, and she requested if I could um, record it. Can you all hold on a second, please? Because I put a cake to bake and the oven is screaming. I'm sorry about this. Um, please hang on in there for me. Yeah. So today is the most auspicious day of Krishna Janmashtami. So I thought we can speak a little bit about the appearance day of Lord Krishna. Krishna appeared on this day 5,000 years ago. And there are some reasons, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. When does he come? Does anyone know? What does he say regarding his birth? That when does he come? Roshni, do you know? Or Veena?
Like when does Krishna come?
Yeah, when does he come? He says that there is a particular something happens, and then he says he comes at that time.
When there is a lot of irreligious things,
Yeah,
like yeah,
yeah, that's right. That's
yeah.
right. It's a very famous verse. I'm not sure if anyone knows that verse. It's very famous. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srajami aham. He's saying when there is a
Hello?
decline, um,
Sorry, my
no
connection
worries.
was weak. Yeah.
No worries. So he says when there is a decline in religious practice and a predominant rise in irreligion, he comes. He comes at that time. And then what does he do? He says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam. That's the next verse of Bhagavad Gita 4.8. So he says, Paritranayam sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So Krishna says he comes to re-establish religious principles. How does he do that? He's given us the Bhagavad Gita. The words of the Bhagavad Gita have been immortalized for us by Srila Vyasadeva in Mahabharata. And he's left behind, Krishna has left behind these most important instructions for us to follow, by which we can live in this world peacefully. And at the end of life, we can go back home, back to Godhead. And Krishna says, Paritranaya sadhunam. He comes to show us to engage in loving pastimes with his devotees. That's the main reason. And he says, by the way, I do vinashaya chadushkritam. By the way, I also kill the demons when I come. But his main business is he wants to spend this loving time with his devotees, which is so evident. We can see that when Krishna came with the Brajvasis, there is so much love between Krishna and the inhabitants of Vrindavan, the gopis, the gopas, the cows, the peacocks. Everyone is so much in love with Krishna, and Krishna is reciprocating with each one's love. So, 5,000 years ago, there was a lot of rise in irreligion. Mother Earth, she was under great burden. So, she took the form of a cow. She went to Lord Brahma, said, There's too many demoniac kings are here doing too much atrocities. Please save me. Lord Brahma says, I'm sorry, I can't do anything. Let's go to Lord Vishnu. So they go to the milk ocean. They offer the Purusha Shukta prayers to Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu tells them, don't worry. Lord Krishna, it's time for Lord Krishna to come. Lord Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan himself. And it's time for him to come. And he's gonna take care of all the demoniac people. So Bhagavatam says, Etecha amsa kalapamsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. There are so many incarnations of God, right? Does anyone know some incarnations of God? of Lord Vishnu? Does anyone know any incarnations?
Shri
Yeah.
Ram.
Yeah, Sri Ram, yes. Or Roshni, you were saying something, someone? I couldn't hear.
I said
I'm
Shri Ram.
you said Sri Ram. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Thank you. Thank you for that. And someone else said anything else?
Yeah. All the avatars of Dashavatara are there. Matsya,
Dashavataras.
Kurma,
Yeah,
Varaha, Narasimha,
yeah,
Vamana.
yeah. That's right. There's so many avatars of the Lord, right? 10 avatars, they are famous. We know them. And
Known
then,
ones. Yeah.
yeah, they're famous. And then there are another so many innumerable ones too. So now Bhagavatam is saying, Etecha amsa kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Bhagavatam is saying there are so many avatars and there are so many kalas, kala of the kala. There are so many portion of Lord Vishnu. But now who's the original Bhagavan? Swayam Bhagavan is who? Who's the original form of God? Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Is Sham Sundar Krishna. Krishna in Vrindavan. He's the original form of God. And all the other incarnations are dependent on him. He's the source of all incarnations. Lord Brahma also says in Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He says Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. That Lord Govinda, he's the primeval Lord. He's the original form of Lord. He's the cause of all causes. So the Lord, the Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, he came 5,000 years ago. And there's such a wonderful pastime that Kans was taking his sister, he was taking his sister Devki. She was just married. He was riding her chariot out of his love for her. Suddenly there is a Akashvani announcement from the skies that, hey, you fool, Kamsa, you're taking your sister. You know her eighth son is going to kill you. And there he changes his mood. Here he was showing so much love, and there now he wants to kill her. Takes out his sword, says, I'm going to kill her. Devki was getting married to Vasudev, so Vasudev started pacifying Khan, started saying, hey, please don't do that. It's not good for your reputation. She's a woman. She's just gotten married. You're going to kill her. You're just, going to create a bad name for yourself. Then he also tried to tell Kans, why are you so scared? Everyone's going to die. So he was trying to give good instructions. He was trying to give him some philosophy, but Kans, no, he still was like, ah, damn it, I'm going to kill her. So finally, Vasudev said, all right, I'm going to give you all her children. As soon as they're born, I'll come and give them to you. And you can do whatever you like with them. So Kans believed Vasudev that yes, Vasudev is not going to go back on his word. He said, all right, okay, you're free to go. So then the first child is born, and then Vasudev, he keeps his word. How many of us are going to be able to do that? But he kept his word. And he took the child to Kans, and then Kans was like, oh, it's the first child. You take him back. Your eighth child is going to kill me. So it's not your first one. You can go. But Vasudev knew that he can't trust Kans so much. He's a demon after all. And sure enough, now Narad Muni comes and says, hey, you know what, Kans? You look at this lotus. There are 8 petals. And he was like twirling the lotus. Tell me which is the first one and which is the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you tell me which is the first or which is the last. And sure enough, Kans was like, what are you trying to say? Well, don't you know that Vishnu, he is so um, mischievous, sometimes he can play games. How do you know if this is the first child or the eighth child? That got Kans thinking. He said, oh my God, that's right. I think what you're saying is right. Immediately he got Vasudev Devki arrested. Say, I'm going to kill the child. Kill the child. And then all the children he started killing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In front of Devki Vasudev, he was killing all the children. So one may say, oh, why did Narad Muni do that? Narad Muni How could he do that? He arranged for killing of so many children. But there's a story behind it. You know, these children in the past life, they were cursed. Kans was Kalanemi demon. And they were the sons of Kalanemi demon. He was the son of Hiranyakashipu. And these children were his children, Kalanemi's children. So means Hiranyakashipu's grandchildren. And then Hiranyakashipu had cursed them that you're going to die from your own father's hand. Why? Because you didn't pray to me, you went to Lord Brahma. So he's also a demon. So he gave them this curse. And that's how Kalanemi is born as Kans. The children are born to Devki. And then it was just meant to be, It's not that Narad Muni purposely acted out of some ill will or anything. And these 6 sons actually represent something. I'm not sure if any of y'all know. What do they represent? These 6 sons of Devki. Nina, Roshni, do you all know?
I think they represent like the bad habits you can have, right? Like lust, anger, greed, and so on.
That's right. Thank you. Yes, they represent our anarthas, the bad things that we have in our heart: lust, greed, anger, envy, pride, and illusion. Lust, greed, anger, envy, pride, illusion. We have these in our heart. And only when we can get rid of these things from our heart, that Guru can sit in our heart. So the 7th child was Lord Balaram. He came to prepare the womb of Devki. He preceded the birth of Lord Krishna. He prepared the womb of Devki, and then, of course, he was carried to the womb of Rohini. So they thought there was a miscarriage, and now it was time for Krishna to appear. So we also need to invite Krishna in our heart. We need to get rid of all these bad things in our heart, take instructions of Guru, and invite Krishna in our heart, just as Krishna appeared in the jail cell 5,000 years ago. We need to invite him in our heart, and we can do that by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So now it was Krishna's in the womb, and then it's not that how does he enter the womb of Devki? Not like how we have a union between man and woman, and then the sperm meets the egg, and that's how a child is born. No, Krishna first appeared in the heart of Vasudev. From the heart of Vasudev, he was transferred to the heart of Devki. From Devki's heart, he went to her womb, and he stayed there for 8 months. And when he was in her womb, she looked like she was so effulgent, because after all, the Brahmajyoti, Brahman, that's coming from Krishna, and he himself is in her womb. So all that tej, all that light was coming from her. Kans knew surely now this is Vishnu who's coming. The demigods were coming and offering praise to her, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma. There is beautiful descriptions of this in Srimad Bhagavatam. Sukadev Goswami is beautifully reciting the prayers that Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and all the other demigods and goddesses were offering to Krishna. Then Krishna is born. He's born at 12 o'clock midnight. He comes, and miraculously at that time, everyone is asleep. The gods are sleeping on a deep sleep, and the shackles of Vasudeva and Devki come off, and he appears. And how does he appear? It's not like crying, and it's not that he's, how we are born crying without any clothes, covered in all sorts of um, not very nice things. Krishna comes, he just comes in front of them in four-armed form. And he's beautifully clothed. He's wearing his yellow dhoti, he's wearing his helmet, and he's having the Srivatsa mark on his neck, and he's wearing the Kaustuva jewel. In his forearms, he's carrying the lotus, the chakra, the mace, and again, I forgot the fourth one. Anyway, lotus and and what is that? Okay, chakra and the mace are for the demons, and then the lotus and one more for the devotees. How does he bless them? Anyone remember? What's the fourth thing?
Abhaya Hasta.
I'm sorry, what do you say? How do you say that in English?
No, I don't.
Okay, he has the lotus
Abhaya.
flower.
The conch.
The conch shell. Yeah, that's what I forgot in the morning. Also conch shell, and just now I forgot the same. My God, Kali Yuga memory. Yeah, conch shell. Okay, thank you so much. Saved my day. So conch shell. So he's appearing like that, you know. So there's a difference between Krishna and us. Do we come fully clothed? We don't even remember how we came. If we ask our mother, she'll say, well, you were not wearing any clothes, and you were crying, and you were covered in all sorts of things, and it was a very, some mothers may say, oh, it was such a terrible experience, it was so painful, or whatever. But here, Krishna is smiling, Devaki is smiling, Vasudeva is smiling, he's fully clothed, he's speaking to them, they are speaking to him, offering their respects. So he's the Supreme Lord. We think Krishna, me, same, same. Yeah, I know Krishna, same like me, same like me. No, he's the Supreme Lord of all the lords. He's the cause of all causes. And then, anyway, Krishna tells Vasudeva, okay, now you take me to Vrindavan. And you, over there in Vrindavan, Yashoda Mai, she's given birth to a baby girl. You exchange me there. So Vasudev doesn't tell Krishna, hey, Krishna, how you can tell me to do that? We waited so many years, One by one, Kans killed our children. We were waiting for you. And now you just want me to take you there? What's happening? And neither did Vasudev say, but if I don't give you to Kans, he's going to say, my promise is going to go in vain. I mean, I'm going to be called a liar. Vasudev doesn't put these arguments. He just accepts what Krishna is saying. Dharmam tu bhagvat sakshat pranitam. So the Supreme Lord, what he says, that is religion. That is the absolute truth. God can never say anything which is false or anything bad for anyone. So Vasudev goes, he doesn't even ask, hey, have you made any arrangements? How am I going to go in the dead of the night? He just trusts Krishna. He goes. It's raining so much. But Anantashesh comes. He, he becomes the umbrella for Krishna and Vasudev. There is no boat there. Vasudev just walks on Jamuna. He crosses the river. Over there, Yashoda Mai, everyone is sleeping. She's also sleeping. She's delivered and she's sleeping too. Now, the Acharyas give us a great confidential pastime that Yashoda Mai also gives birth to Krishna. The same time Devki gives birth to Krishna in Mathura, Yashoda Mai also gives birth to Krishna in Gokul. Yashoda Mai gives birth to two children, Krishna and Yogamaya. The Krishna that Yashoda Mai gives birth to, the Acharya says, that is Swayam Bhagavan. Jiva Goswami says in Gopal Champu, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti says that this Krishna that Yashoda has come from, Yashoda Mai, that is Swayam Bhagavan, the source of all incarnations. So when Vasudev, when he puts his Krishna, he cannot see the Yashoda's Krishna, because Yashoda's Krishna is covered by Yoga Maya. He can't see it. But when he puts his Krishna down, he enters into the body of Yashoda's Krishna, Nanda Nandan, Nanda's baby. That is the original form of God, which goes to show that, yes, Nanda Nandan Krishna is the original source of all incarnations. And then anyway, Vasudev picks up the baby Yogamaya and he goes back to the jail cell. Then, the chains come on, the doors close, the baby starts crying, the guards wake up, and they're like, oh my God, the 8th child is born. They go and tell Kans. Kans comes running. And he says, what? That's a girl? Looks like the gods also nowadays, have play some kind of a mischief. The Akashwani was said, it's going to be a boy, but it's a girl. And Devki starts pleading with him that don't kill this girl. It was supposed to be a boy who's supposed to kill you. This is a girl. Please let her go. It's not even her own daughter. But Devki was pleading like anything to Kans. You know, she can be your daughter-in-law. Just let her live. But Kans, cruel as he was, he picked her up and he was going to again kill her. But she flew out of his hand. And she appeared to him in the form of Durga Devi with 8 arms. And she started speaking to him. Hey, you know, Kans, the one who's supposed to kill you has already taken birth. So Kans also gets scared now. And he says, oh, he starts feeling, oh, my sister has, Devi has come from my sister. My sister must be a great personality. So he also becomes very apologetic to them. He starts asking forgiveness. He starts giving them philosophy. It's all law of karma. I'm sorry I did this. You know, and they are also out of their own kind-heartedness. They also forgive him. And Krishna, he's there in Gokul, and everyone's so happy there, celebrating that finally Nanda Baba and Yashoda Mai, they've given birth to a beautiful child, Brajendra Nandan Krishna. Nandanandan Krishna, he's called. So we can see that Krishna's appearance is not ordinary. I mean, how many of us can say that about our birth story, you know? Oh, this was my birth. No one. No one can say that. Only Krishna. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. He says, my janma and my karma are divyam. My birth and my activities are transcendental. And Krishna says, anyone who can understand this, he can get out of the world of birth and death. He can get liberated. He can come back to the spiritual world, in the spiritual sky. Krishna has his planet in the spiritual sky, the highest planet, just as we have so many planets here in the material world. There are many planets in the spiritual world, in the Vaikuntha sky. And the highest planet is called Golok Vrindavan or Krishna Lok. That's where Krishna personally resides. So Krishna comes, he comes to show us these beautiful pastimes, to attract our heart, so that we may also somehow or the other get the desire. You know, we have so many desires. I want to go and see this country. I want to go see here. I want to go travel there. We want to travel to so many places. But Krishna comes and shows us his beautiful pastimes. So we may also have a desire. Oh, I wish I can also go to Golok Vrindavan. I can also see Krishna's pastimes. I can also take part in the beautiful Leelas of Krishna. So just by knowing Krishna's pastimes, understanding Krishna's body is transcendental, Krishna's appearance is transcendental, Krishna's Leelas are transcendental, one can go to the spiritual world. So, Shri Krishna Janmashtami ki jai. Did anyone have any questions or comments? Or was it all right?
All right. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So,
I really liked it. It was nice. Good listen.
oh, thank you.
I'm
Yeah,
happy it was
Krishna says.
recorded.
Oh, really? Thank you. Yeah, Komal
Yeah.
asked me to record because she couldn't attend. So she's like, can you record it? You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. And so wishing everyone a very, very happy Janmashtami once again. Let's try to invite Lord Krishna in our hearts as he appeared 5,000 years ago on this planet. Let us try to hear more about him today, chant more of his names today, more of his names, and really get connected to him so we can revive our relationship with him. Each and every one of us have a loving relationship with Krishna. And that relationship is eternal. Just as we have relationships in the material world, but those relationships are um, temporary. They end after some time. But our relationship with Krishna, it never ends. Nothing can break our relationship with Krishna, not even death, because we are eternal souls. So eternally we have relationship with Krishna. And I'll take your leave on that note. And thank you all so much for joining us today.
Thanks to you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Hare
Lee.
Krishna. We
You
have
Hare
Hema.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
We have Hema here. She's joined us from India today. She's joined us for the first time. Thank you so much, Hema, for joining us. And Roshni is here from India too, and the rest of us are in Panama. So, yeah, thank you all so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.